Have you ever looked at a speckled, overly soft banana in your kitchen and thought, is this really okay to eat? It's a question many of us have asked, especially once we pass 65 and start paying closer attention to our digestive health. Mushy bananas might seem unappealing. Some people assume they're too ripe or even unsafe, but there's something remarkable hidden beneath those brown spots that can genuinely support a more comfortable and efficient digestive process. When our digestion feels off, everything else in life can feel off too. Activities we enjoy, like gardening, walks with friends, or even that relaxing cup of tea in the afternoon, can become overshadowed by discomfort. The good news is that this simple, familiar fruit can be a quiet hero in maintaining regularity and easing digestive troubles. It's understandable to be concerned, because as we age, our bodies change in ways that might make us second-guess our usual eating habits. Perhaps you felt uncertain about which foods help or harm your digestion. Maybe you've tried a range of diets, medications, and natural remedies, only to end up more confused than before. You might also worry that a soft banana is loaded with too much sugar or might spike your blood sugar levels. These concerns are valid and speak to a broader challenge: navigating nutrition advice that's often written with younger adults in mind, rather than focusing on the unique needs of seniors. The reason to pay close attention now is that solid digestive health can do more than simply ease stomach discomfort. It can also have a direct impact on how active and independent you remain in your later years. Many of the complications that seniors face, from tiredness and reduced mobility to a weakened immune system, can be intertwined with what's going on inside the gut. Addressing digestion properly can be a turning point, offering more energy, a calmer stomach, and a sense of day-to-day ease. What if, with just a bit of information, you could transform how you feel about that soft banana waiting on your countertop? Imagine the possibility of reducing bloating, improving your body's ability to absorb nutrients, and even boosting your mood because your gut feels better. While there is no one-size-fits-all approach to diet, especially for older adults, this particular fruit has garnered attention from nutrition specialists, geriatric dietitians, and curious seniors alike. The potential benefits, ranging from stabilized blood sugar levels to better bathroom regularity, are well worth exploring. Today, we're going to delve into 3 key discoveries about mushy bananas and how they can actively support your digestion and overall comfort. We'll begin by addressing the most common misconception seniors have about bananas: that once they get too ripe, they're purely sugar and lacking nutrients. Then we'll uncover the surprising role that certain enzymes and fibers found in these bananas can play in not just digestion, but in how comfortable you feel throughout the day. Finally, we'll get practical, exploring ways to prepare or combine these soft bananas with other foods to maximize the health benefits while keeping things tasty and convenient. Throughout, you'll learn from stories of seniors who found that a simple switch in how they view and use bananas can bring lasting relief and renewed vigor. Whether you live on your own, share a home with family, or reside in a retirement community, this information is meant to be adaptable. Take what resonates, discuss new ideas with your healthcare provider, and modify as needed for your comfort and situation. My hope is that by the end, you'll look at those mushy bananas not as something destined for the trash, but as a gentle ally for your digestion that's affordable, accessible, and easy to incorporate into daily meals. And while I'm here to share insights, I also invite you to share your experiences. Have you ever tried using overripe bananas in baking or blending them into a smoothie? What did you notice about how you felt afterward? Hearing each other's stories is one of the most powerful ways we can learn and encourage each other. If something stands out or sparks a thought, keep it in mind or jot it down to revisit later. You might be surprised how one small change can set off a chain reaction of positive improvements for your overall well-being. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the most common reason many of us toss soft bananas, and why that might be a mistake. First, consider how many times you've thrown out a banana simply because brown spots started showing up. If you grew up in a time when bananas were prized for their fresh, firm texture, the idea of eating one that has gone soft might feel counterintuitive. The misconception? That once a banana becomes mushy, it's nothing more than a sugary mess. Ironically, while the natural sugars in bananas do become more pronounced as they ripen, that sweetness often comes packaged with heightened digestive benefits. benefits that are particularly useful for those of us navigating the ups and downs of an aging digestive system. Betty is 72 and lives alone in a small apartment. She used to cringe at the sight of brown speckled bananas on her kitchen counter. Like many of us, she had heard that once a banana gets too soft, it's time to toss it. But she also struggled with bouts of constipation and occasional bloating, especially after switching some of her medications. Deciding to experiment, Betty started peeling and freezing her overripe bananas rather than throwing them out. She'd blend half a banana into her morning oatmeal or afternoon smoothie. Within a week, she noticed less straining during bathroom visits and felt more at ease throughout her day. What changed? The very ripeness she once feared turned out to provide her body with an easily digestible form of fiber. The scientific angle here is straightforward. Bananas are known to contain soluble fiber, which can help soak up water and form a gel-like substance in our intestines. As bananas ripen, some of their starches convert into simpler sugars, making them gentler on the gut for many people. This is particularly relevant for older adults who might feel that raw or fibrous foods are too harsh on their digestive systems. By the time a banana becomes soft, it often strikes a helpful balance, still full of fiber, but less likely to irritate a sensitive stomach. If you decide to try this at home, start small. For example, if you're concerned about sugar content, use half a mushy banana in a yogurt parfait or your morning cereal. You could also pair it with a source of healthy fats and protein, like peanut butter or a handful of nuts, to slow the absorption of natural sugars. This simple practice can help you gauge how your body responds. Keep track of any differences you notice over the course of a few days. Are you feeling more comfortable? Do you see improvements in regularity or less bloating? This kind of gentle experimentation is a way to tailor your diet to your personal needs, which is crucial in our later years when every digestive detail can have an outsized impact on our quality of life. Emotionally, this small shift can give you a sense of control. Many seniors feel overwhelmed by conflicting information on what's good or bad to eat. Trying something as simple as a soft banana can reinstate a bit of confidence in making your own informed choices. And feeling confident is no small matter. It can encourage you to continue exploring other healthy foods, recipes, or methods that fit your lifestyle. Now let's pause for a moment to reflect. Is there a food item you've been discarding because you assumed it was no longer healthy? If bananas stand out, give this idea a try. Alternatively, perhaps another fruit or vegetable you regularly buy ends up in the trash too soon. The principle is the same. Sometimes a bit of extra ripeness can be beneficial. If you've had experiences similar to Betty's, where you realize that what you once dismissed could actually help you, consider sharing that insight with someone else. Small discoveries can make a big difference, especially when they challenge long-held beliefs. Next, let's explore a deeper aspect of how these soft bananas assist with more than just regularity. It's one thing to manage bathroom habits, but what about that deep-seated discomfort so many of us feel when we can't digest food comfortably? One of the most common complaints seniors share is that sense of heaviness in the stomach. It might appear after a meal, causing bloating, gas, or simply a sluggish feeling. The logic many of us were taught was that ripe fruits, especially those containing sugars, would worsen bloating. However, soft bananas can offer a unique form of relief precisely because of the enzymes and compounds that become more active as the fruit ripens. This flies in the face of the common assumption that anything sweet will automatically ferment and cause more gas. Let's look at Eduardo, who's 77 and moved into a retirement community a couple of years ago. He's an avid gardener, spending hours tending to the shared flower beds. Lately, he noticed that certain lunches left him feeling too heavy to bend comfortably among the plants. His solution was to cut out all fruit. He feared the natural sugars were fueling his bloating, so he ate mostly grilled meats, vegetables, and starchy sides. But the discomfort persisted. When a fellow resident mentioned mixing half a mashed banana into morning oatmeal, Eduardo initially shrugged it off. How could adding more sweetness help? Still, out of curiosity, he tried it. After a week, he felt lighter following breakfast. His midday gardening sessions weren't interrupted by uncomfortable pressure. Though bananas aren't a cure-all, Eduardo's experience illustrates that the right kind of ripe fruit can actually soothe rather than aggravate the gut. So what's going on inside the body? The soluble fiber in bananas, as well as their easily broken down starches, can slow digestion just enough to prevent sudden gas buildup. Bananas also contain pectin, which helps balance the digestive tract and can ease some of the strain that leads to bloating. When you remove fruit entirely, you miss out on these helpful components. The key is finding that sweet spot of balance, literally. Mushy bananas have a slightly higher sugar concentration, but it's paired with readily available fiber and other nutrients that can calm the digestive tract. If you want to incorporate bananas without feeling like you're loading up on sugar, consider combining them with foods that have a savory or neutral flavor profile. For instance, you might mash half a banana into cottage cheese, topped with a sprinkle of cinnamon, or mix slices of mushy banana with unsweetened Greek yogurt and flax seeds. Not only does this combination help slow the absorption of sugars, but it also introduces healthy fats and proteins, creating a more balanced meal or snack. For those worried about sodium intake, bananas are also rich in potassium, which can be beneficial for cardiovascular health, though it's always essential to speak with your doctor if you're monitoring potassium levels due to certain medications or kidney conditions. There's another emotional benefit here. Giving yourself permission to enjoy natural sweetness can improve your relationship with food. Many older adults put themselves on restrictive diets that strip away the pleasure of eating. This doesn't just impact nutritional health, but emotional well-being too. Feeling guilty about every bite or constantly worrying about whether food will cause discomfort can be isolating. In truth, small indulgences, particularly those that come with health benefits, can uplift your mood and reduce stress. And when you're less stressed about your diet, you're more likely to have positive digestion outcomes. At this point, you might be thinking, this all sounds good, but I'm still not entirely convinced that mushy bananas can make a difference for me. Skepticism is healthy. That's where trial and observation step in. Trying a small portion and seeing how your body reacts can be the best way to find out if overripe bananas are beneficial for your unique situation. Just be sure to keep an eye on any interactions with your existing medications and overall diet, particularly if you have diabetes or any conditions requiring close attention to sugar intake. Before we dive into our next key insight, take a moment to think about the last time you felt anxious about bloating or digestive discomfort. What if something as simple as adding or adjusting a small ingredient in your breakfast could make a difference? Allow yourself the possibility that a subtle tweak might ease that nagging worry. Now let's move on to a practical question. How can you make the most of mushy bananas without getting bored or feeling like you're forcing down the same food every day? A widespread misconception is that seniors have to restrict themselves to bland, repetitive meals to ensure good digestion. This can lead to meal fatigue, where you end up dreading meal times because the food feels monotonous and uninspired. But a soft banana is surprisingly versatile, providing not only nutrition, but also a natural sweetness that can enhance many recipes. Rather than seeing it as just a snack on its own, think of it as a powerful ingredient that can be integrated into your daily routine in creative ways. Consider Anita, who's 68 and recently moved in with her daughter after recovering from a hip surgery. Because of her limited mobility, she's had to rely on others to do the grocery shopping and cooking. She worried about imposing her dietary preferences on the family, especially since she needs softer foods that are easy on her digestion. Mushy bananas became her secret weapon in the kitchen. She started adding them to whole grain pancake batter on weekends, offering a nutrient boost while keeping the meal light on her stomach. She also discovered that blending half a banana into her lentil soup added a surprisingly pleasant texture and subtle sweetness. No sugar needed. Her family was intrigued, and soon enough, they were experimenting together, making mini banana muffins high in fiber, or topping salads with slices of overripe bananas and walnuts. This collaboration sparked a sense of fun and creativity, turning mealtimes into a shared discovery rather than a chore. To get started, you can mash a banana and mix it into oatmeal, pancake batter, or even a meatloaf recipe to keep it moist. If you enjoy baking, overripe bananas can replace some of the sugar or oil in recipes for quick breads and muffins. Pair them with spices like cinnamon or nutmeg, or with heartier ingredients like oats and flax seeds for an extra fiber punch. If you prefer a refreshing treat, blend a frozen banana with a little bit of milk, dairy or non-dairy, and a dash of cocoa powder for a guilt-free dessert smoothie. Of course, you'll want to pay attention to portion sizes. As beneficial as bananas can be, it's easy to overindulge, especially when you discover how good they can taste in a variety of dishes. Moderation ensures that you're getting the benefits without tipping the balance in terms of sugar intake. If you're juggling multiple health considerations, like high blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney issues, consult your dietitian or doctor before making significant changes to your daily diet. Emotionally, having a range of ways to use mushy bananas helps break the sense of monotony that can sometimes creep into a senior's meal plan. It's refreshing to realize that healthy, digestion-friendly eating doesn't have to be dull or repetitive. Experimenting in the kitchen can rekindle a sense of playfulness, regardless of age. Whether you live alone or with family, you can invite someone to join you in trying a new banana-based recipe. Social connection around food is powerful. It adds another layer of enjoyment and motivation to keep exploring. If you're thinking, "I'd love to try this, but I don't cook much anymore," you're not alone. Many seniors rely on pre-made foods, meal services, or simpler cooking methods. Even then, bananas remain easy to incorporate. Stir half a mashed banana into a container of plain yogurt. Add slices to a store-bought salad or sandwich to up the nutrient factor. Or if you rely on meal deliveries, ask if it's possible to include bananas in your order. Being proactive about your preferences can open doors to a range of possibilities, even if you're not the one cooking every meal. Before we move forward, it can be helpful to reflect on how you've approached changes in your diet in the past. Did you jump all in, or did you inch forward with small experiments? For many seniors, the slow and steady approach is more comfortable and practical. It reduces the risk of overwhelming yourself or making sudden changes that might complicate existing health conditions. Now that we've looked at how to incorporate these bananas into your routine, let's consolidate what we've uncovered. We started by dispelling the myth that mushy bananas are just sugary throwaways. We explored how the natural enzymes and fibers can actually soothe and aid digestion instead of aggravating it. And we delved into creative ways to keep your meals exciting. As we bring it all together, let's examine how these simple choices can add up to a significant transformation in daily comfort and overall vitality. When you think about it, the act of reclaiming something like a soft banana from the trash and putting it to good use is symbolic. It represents a shift from discarding what seems imperfect to valuing what can truly help. It's an analogy for aging itself. There are aspects of our lives that might seem less than ideal at first glance, but with the right perspective, they can become valuable assets. By harnessing the nutritional and digestive benefits of overripe bananas, you create a ripple effect, improved regularity, potentially reduced bloating, and a renewed sense of fun in the kitchen. Over the years, I've seen countless seniors marvel at how a seemingly minor tweak, like eating that mushy banana instead of tossing it, can set the stage for broader changes in their lives. Some find they have more energy to engage in light exercise or social activities. Others notice improved mood and less anxiety around eating. Granted, not everyone will experience the same results, and banana consumption alone certainly isn't a cure-all. But the point is that by prioritizing digestive health in a small yet meaningful way, you open yourself up to other positive shifts. We've covered a lot of ground about bananas, digestion, and even the emotional aspects of making dietary changes. The real power, though, lies in taking these insights and applying them to your everyday routine. Picture the next time you see a banana with brown spots. Instead of scrunching your nose, perhaps you'll imagine blending it into a new recipe or savoring it as a quick snack paired with nuts or yogurt. That tiny pause, the moment where you reconsider an old habit, can make all the difference. And now let's take a moment to really visualize how life could look with improved digestion. Maybe you experience fewer days where you feel weighed down or uncomfortable. You might find you have the freedom to spend more quality time with loved ones, whether it's strolling through the park, chatting with neighbors, or trying out a new hobby. True well-being often comes from small, consistent habits rather than drastic changes. If you found today's discussion helpful, consider sharing these ideas with someone in your life who might also benefit. You could also try making a simple recipe together, like banana oatmeal muffins, and see how it goes. If you're feeling adventurous, you can even host a little taste test with family or friends. Such moments not only nourish the body but strengthen connections and build memories. And isn't that what makes life feel rich and meaningful, especially as we grow older? Now might be the perfect time to take the next step. Maybe it's jotting down a recipe idea, adding bananas to your next grocery list, or promising yourself that you'll give a mushy banana a second chance tomorrow morning. If you're more technically inclined, you could browse healthy banana recipes online to spark fresh ideas. For those who prefer keeping it simple, just remember that half a mashed banana in a bowl of oatmeal or yogurt could be your personal test run. Above all, respect your own pace and preferences. As we age, it becomes even more crucial to listen to our bodies and respond thoughtfully. Stay informed, collaborate with healthcare professionals when needed, and trust that you have the wisdom to discern what resonates. This isn't about blindly following trends. It's about gently discovering approaches that fit comfortably into your life. The process is not about perfection. It's about exploring, adapting, and finding joy in the small improvements. By giving these mushy bananas a chance, you might unlock a practical, tasty way to support your digestion and overall comfort. More importantly, you reinforce your sense of agency. After all, feeling empowered to make choices that nourish your body is one of the best gifts you can give yourself at any age. I invite you to carry this knowledge forward. If you feel that spark of curiosity, go ahead and experiment with your next meal or snack. And if you know someone else who's tossing out overripe bananas, share what you've discovered. You never know whose life might become just a bit easier, a bit healthier, and a bit happier from a simple tip like this. Thank you for spending this time with me. Here's to enjoying those spotty bananas in a whole new way, and to savoring every sweet, nourishing bite as you continue crafting a fulfilling, vibrant life.